All right, Forza fam, it is Monday, October 21st, 2024. And as I shared earlier today on Instagram, I've spent a great deal of time the last couple weeks talking about journaling, the importance of journaling, at least why I feel it's important, the research behind it, others feel that it's important, and the benefits to us as individuals, and certainly the benefits to athletes. And I think the biggest reason, I guess piece of advice to athletes, those that ask, and I get asked quite frequently about it, is this whole journaling thing, what's the big deal? Why is it important? Well, I think for number one, once we commit to writing something down, it allows us to, explore our minds and our thoughts about what's important to us, right? So if we take to the pen and notebook and we start writing down our thoughts and our feelings about things, it's usually something that's really important to us, and something that we're obviously thinking about, hence we're writing it down, right? I think the most critical component, besides what we're thinking about in the current moment, is when we're looking at where we want to go, and certainly what we've written about in the past, it helps give us an understanding of where we might want to go in the future. And I think that's really important. I think a lot of us, and this isn't just an athlete thing, I guess this is more of a life talk than anything, is that we kind of wander aimlessly without a lot of purpose, a lot of drive, a lot of just having an understanding of what we want to do with the time that we have. And this past week, I spoke to some athletes at Alfred State, and we were talking about confidence and building confidence and how we describe ourselves and our thoughts when we're competing, either in practice or in competition, right? And our thoughts play a huge role in how successful or not we're going to be in a certain endeavor. And when we write down our thoughts about, where we've been, where we are, and where we want to go, our emotions play a role in that. And the activity that I asked the athletes to complete was really just think about a time that you were really successful, that you accomplished something that you wanted to. What were your thoughts? What were your feelings about that? Describe the environment. I shared a story of competing in a powerlifting meet. I could still smell that gymnasium. It is ingrained in me, and I can smell it. Ugh. Anyway, I could smell, I am there right now. I'm going back to this gymnasium and I'm competing. And part two was, think about a time where maybe things didn't go as well, right? Where the competition was derailed, practice was derailed. Just what were your thoughts and feelings about that? And although the athletes weren't journaling per se, they were humoring me in an activity that they participated in. In essence, they were kind of journaling, right? They were being reflective. They were thinking about a time where things went really well, which is good. And then they were also thinking about a time where things maybe didn't go so well, in order to complete part three. What were the different dynamics between those two instances? And I was purposeful about that because I want the athletes to be able to think about, and since I've been talking about it a lot with them, is to be reflective about, okay, I want to accomplish whatever it is, whatever endeavor and goal they have. I want to be able to accomplish this. Okay? But we need to be able to think about not only why it's important to us, but what in the past led us to be successful in other endeavors, whatever they may have been. Okay? And then two, to be reflective of, okay, I competed, maybe things didn't go as well, but I still competed, right? And with cross country and I guess any race for that matter, right? There's a couple options. The athletes gave me a third option, which slipped my mind, but I think you'll understand when I share it. You have a couple options, right? You're competing in a cross-country race. One, you finish the race regardless of how you feel. Two, you walk off the course. Things aren't going well, things are going poorly, for whatever reason, and you decide to walk off the course and not finish. Or three, as one of the athletes pointed out in the front row, you collapse and they have to carry you off the course. So I guess that's technically not finishing, but you didn't give up per se. Okay, so you have options, and what I wanted them to think about was, okay, when we have these thoughts going through our mind, right? How can we look at them from a different perspective, a different paradigm, to be more positive about the situation that we're currently in, as opposed to the situation that we don't want to find ourselves in. And it all comes back to, or at least in that particular day, it came back to journaling, being reflective, and thinking about what we did, what we want to do, and where we want to go. And without that, not that it's a big deal per se, but with research suggesting that being able to write out your goals and journal and think about things and have prompts, more often than not, you're going to be more successful in actually accomplishing what you want to accomplish when you write said goals down in a journaling